However, some animals, including elephants and whales, live significantly longer in the wild. I think it's those cases where humans clearly can't create an environment as or more positive than the wild. We're keeping them in. Wolf the chain on my mood swing just snapped. Run shirt. Packy, at the Oregon Zoo, lived to be 54. The average lifespan of Asian elephants in the wild is more like 42. I know that's just one point of data, not an average, but part of the zoos is that they claim to be a reserve of species protection but may not have successful breeding programs. However, the Oregon Zoo, for example, has been seeing some pretty dramatic success. They recently massively expanded their elephant habitat, which is pretty enormous now. It spans about 6 acres. That is nothing to a wildlife preserve. I know, but it's hugely different from almost anything that existed in zoos before. Unfortunately, I don't live in the UK, let alone have I been outside of the US. I just find her to be like my favorite wolf ever. Thanks to the internet, 2 hours north of me is Wolf Haven International in Tenino. Wah! Wolf the chain on my mood swing just snapped. Run shirt. Tank top. V-neck. Ladies' tee for men and women. Tank top. V-neck. However, it's a hands-off sanctuary, so you never get to interact with the wolves if you're a visitor. You only get to admire and observe them, as well as, sometimes, hear and, perhaps, see them howling. They do have a gift shop, and Wolf the chain on my mood swing just snapped. Run shirt. Which is nice. I've visited them 4 times so far. From June 3, 2017. The only other wolf sanctuary I've been to is Wolf Mountain in Lucerne Valley, CA, which provides a experience, and I've only been there once. But it's well worth it. I actually met Madad about 10 years ago. She and her brother Kosi were at a sanctuary here in the UK. They were hand-reared from 8 days old by Tony, which is why they were tame enough for visitors to be around. When they were younger, it was actually Kosi who was more sociable, but as they got older, Madad ended up being the only one safe for visitors to interact with. Would I like to adopt one of the other wolves instead? So I adopted Pepe because his face looked similar to one of our old dogs. Official Wolf the chain on my mood swing just snapped. Run sweatshirt. Hoodie. Sweatshirt. Hoodie. Not sure what the prices are now. When I went, they had Madad, Kosi, and Pepe. Pepe was from the West Midlands Safari Park and had come to the sanctuary due to fights with the pack there. From what I can recall, the visit started with an intro talk and a safety brief on what to do when interacting with Madad. Then we were shown Peep's enclosure. Taken in to meet Madad. I had to sit down, hold a load of dog treats, and wait for her to come over to me, which she did. I really need to find the photos. Kosi came to Wolf the chain on my mood swing just snapped. Run shirt. I went for a walk up into the deer park whilst listening to a talk about the history of the sanctuary and their work. I'm no professional on the subject, but this is usually how I determine whether in captivity is ethical. Most animals live noticeably longer in captivity because they have access to healthcare, a consistent diet, and a safe environment, so I don't judge it too harshly as long as they're being cared for. Other products.